Yeah, go ahead.
Something I've noticed just in general across the nation, small cities, with a nickname like the City of Churches, like Jonesboro, that is where a lot of difference can be made, is what I've learned. Like, my pastor specifically, he and I have had like one-on-one conversations about all this kind of stuff. And we're on the same page, and he will have sermons on it. Like, he's even getting more to the point now where he's like naming things specifically. And I think in churches, we have to see that more. We have to tell pastors, like, you have got to start singling this stuff out, talking about it, because as Christians, people are like, oh, moderate, progressive. Like, no, that's not what Christian is. Christian is Christian. And you're either for something or against it. And if you're for certain things, you know, I'm no judge, but
It's not compatible.
that's not the definition of Christian. If you're against some things, that's not the definition of Christian. And so it's like, on that level, we have to hold pastors accountable for what they're saying or not saying in the churches.
Invite them to be members of the county committee.
You know, in so many things in life, people often make a choice between principles or money. You know, and you know, maybe we all do it to some extent. But a lot of the churches that I'm familiar with, big buildings.
Oh, yeah.
It's all about numbers. And they don't want to alienate half the congregation.
Well, then they'll have to answer for it one day.
That's right. And you know, we all mostly know that the founders were influenced heavily by the church. And the pastors did the bulk of the work. And what happened? Well, is it them or is it really is it us?
Puritans are better at this than
We don't want to be uncomfortable. You know, I'm Irish, so I don't care. I'm good.
If being a Christian was comfortable, it wouldn't be a Christian.
Yeah.
Good point.
You're exactly right. We need to get them off center. You know, I tell you what, I've been involved for a while, and it's hard to get them off center.
It is.
I was at a church the other day, the pastor called me afterward, and he said, was that sermon too political? Asking me. Well, what do you mean political? So I launched off of all pastors' sermons need to be political.
That's how this nation started.
If they're not going to separate church and state anymore, then put the state in the church.
Yeah, do
Well,
it.
there's never any such thing in the Constitution.
That's right.
Well, watch, go to Legislator
Black.
Ministries and look at survey of church history if you've not seen something like that. Y'all probably have. But when you
Black
really
Robe
get
Regiment.
a firm understanding of, you know, the state used to be in charge of the church. That's who, you know, controlled the church for, you know, 1,700 years, and there was 18, 1900 years. Maybe, you know, some states still live, or some countries still live. That's so foreign in our minds, and we can't really understand the state determines if they kick you out of your church or not. I mean, can you imagine Sarah, you know, Sanders coming up to one of your churches and saying, you need to kick him out. I mean, I'm going to bring it before the legislature, and I'm going to get Dan to vote on it, that you're no longer a Christian. You're excommunicated. I mean, that used to be, or worse, burn the state. But, you know, that was the way everything operated for, you know, 1900 years. So this is a new experiment. And now, you know, of course, man goes too far one way, right? You know, we don't want.
Now, we got another 2 hours of this. This woman is an expert on this subject.
Good. That's politics and religion. Unfortunately, those are my biggest
You know, when
conversations.
you hear people say, you know, we can talk about anything but politics and religion, well, that's the only thing to talk about. Can't you see what's going on in our country?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.